Oi, oi. Happy Monday, the 23rd of November 2020. Here again, trading the UK horse races on this wonderful Monday morning. So the first one we've got here is 11 minutes to the off, 120 grand matched, reasonably tight book. Got a steamer on a favourite, odds on favourite, less than twos. Second favourite here. These are quite similarly priced, these other selections, but second favourite here is Drifting. Let's have a quick reorder just in case. So at a cursory glance, would be favouring this to come in, the favourite here. Again, just had some pretty good progress over the last week or so. Maintained a decent strike rate. Just trying to continue with that, still working with minimum stakes for now, but let's see what opportunities the market might present today. Just as always, just easing into it. So got the favourite here just coming in. Looks like it's been finding support around these levels, 1.46. It's just taking a little while just to acclimatise to what might be going on. You can see here, just observing what's gone on. Obviously, the lows that the lowest lows it's reached so far have been where the brunt of the money's been matched. You can see 16 grand, 10 grand is possibly flattening out, which could be a reversal, or it could punch lower to make new lows. But it's just a case of waiting a bit longer. So the reason I'm just make sure, actually, let me just make sure I am recording. Good. I've had so many issues with the mic not working previously, so I just needed to double check myself there and make sure it was on. So we've got the favourite here finding support. Not really willing to jump on a short of that because could be just catching the bottom, and similarly not willing to look at that in terms of a reversal and go the other direction. So it's just going to take a few moments just to assess what could do. We've got 8 minutes to the off now. Big chunks of money coming in by looks of it. Let's see if that's serious. It looks like it's serious because it's staying at the touch price. They're not moving it away. So money's jumping in front of it to therefore push it higher. So some serious laying coming in for this favourite. Second favourite here has continued to drift. In fact, just reorder, I think. Yeah, this one's overtaken it. And you can see the inverse relationship between these two. This one's been constantly steaming in. This one has been drifting. So there's that seesaw action. As one moves in, the other moves out. 7 minutes to the off. Oh, I did do one trade before this as well, which yielded a 6p profit. Just noticed that the just trying to pay attention a bit more to the timing of these so that there's not long pauses in between in terms of recording. But it looks like it's punching lower now, so it's good I didn't go on that premise of it finding support, because it is punching to find new lows. That money is evaporated, potentially moving lower. Doesn't look like the chart's updated as of yet, but Yeah, let's just be patient with this one until I can read something that can take action on. The weight's definitely still on this side to push down. So I've got a feeling it could just come back up to find resistance before potentially moving lower. Just going to put a speculative position in there. So this is outside the money. I'm just putting it at what I feel could be resistance, which is where the price is the most volume you can see that's been matched here. At these levels could continue to be resistance before it moves lower. Just behind quite a big chunk of money there as well, so that's not ideal. I want to be at the front of this queue. So this is the estimated position queue. So what it's saying is £3,600 has to be matched before I'm likely to be matched. So let's see how this plays out. 5 minutes to the off. These are at the top of it. This is at the top of its range. This is top of its range, which is helpful to the narrative that I'm looking at here.
Start in 5 minutes.
Because I want this to come down.
Minutes.
But it's just whether I get filled on it. Of course, I could just jump in at market and take the price now, but I don't feel that's the most responsible type of action, because it's just the position of it will put me at a disadvantage. Even though this is starting to move away from me, I want to get a good price for the short, and jumping at market would be a bit too expensive for my liking because of where my stop loss would be. If I get it in at here, what I'm assuming to be resistance, it means that should the price reverse on me, there's still a good chance I can get out at break even. Now, it looks like I have missed the move, but the market's going to do what it's going to do. I can't be angry at that. I had positioned myself accordingly. Got about 4 minutes to the off. This might be one that I have missed out on. But as you can see, it's not a fear of missing out. It's not like I'm angry at the market. It's just that's happened. And just look for the next opportunity if and when it comes, or when it comes. The market's always going to give you more opportunity to trade, but it won't give you more money to trade with. So sometimes it's just it makes sense to play defense. I'm just wary now that there's only 3 minutes left. Obviously, the nearer this gets to zero, the more risky it becomes, because there's less time to maneuver. And as you'll see, if you've looked at any of the other videos that I've done, it's the same shit I'm saying. There's nothing really changing in what I'm saying. It's just doing it again and again and again, and try and improve, or improve in terms of the quality of the trades that you take. But yeah, sorry, come on. So sorry, just looking off screen here for a sec. Yeah, improve overall in terms of the trades that you do take, as well as the ones that you don't take. The biggest improvement I think I saw last week, I've mentioned in several of the videos, is that I'm more kind of discerning in the trades that I take. It's more I'm leaving a lot more, which is good, because it's just protecting. I can see a better quality market to trade in. But again, still early days. I can't go flapping my gums too much, saying that I'm this and that as of yet, because although the last week has been shown some decent consistency, It's not for a long enough period. Anything can happen that can throw, that progress out of kilter. So it's just about keeping it real, not being too complacent, and just going forward, really. So we've got quite a way off the off. 16 minutes. Favourite come in. Found support, broken support, making a new low. So would favour this to the short side, although it is slightly choppy. So the next one here, second favourite, fours, consolidate for a long time and started to drift. Going into resistance at the moment, which you can see at these prices here as well. Just going to wait for, so we've got 50 grand match with 15 minutes to off. That is a decent enough market. There's a nice amount match there. Nice tight book. Just need to wait for the volume really to appear. Well, it's not too bad, but it's just not adequate yet to make a move off of. So what can I see? So this, although this has had a bias to the upside, it does look like it's hitting resistance, and this is kind of the inverse of that. So this has come down the same way it has moved up here, and oh no, see these charts fucking lag. So yeah, this has persisted for higher highs. So may look to get on this, to lay this, should it come back into this support here. Alright, I'm going to put something at 4.1. So I'm looking for this to continue upwards, but I'm anticipating it will kind of come back a bit and then find support before going higher. So I've just put these two positions here as an entry. So what would help this, if this gets matched, we'll see if this gets matched first and then go on to the next step, because jumping too many steps ahead really in terms of explaining stuff, but it's just really to see what my thought process is. But I need this to get matched first. So £61 needs to be matched there. It looks like I might have missed it. I'm going to move this up just because I'm seeing a lot of money matched at 4.3. Now, as you can see, again, I'm right on terms of the move, but my ability to get in on that move has been not great. It hasn't allowed me to enter as yet, so I'm just waiting for this to see if it will pull back, so I can at least get a fill at 4.3. Just keep an eye on the clock. 12 minutes to the off. So I've got filled on one. In fact, I'm just going to put in a closing order there should the market start to move up. I'm just wary as well of this resistance. So the previous high is as high as it's gone, which you can see in the prices here. Probably this one here or this one here. So although I would like this to make, burst higher, to make much higher highs, I'm just wary of what it's done, which is why I've kind of split up the entry. So I've got a net stake of 4 now. So I've got this position in here for hopefully something that will at least hit resistance. But I do intend, should there be, confirming movements elsewhere and in this price, I do have a position in for a bigger move, potentially that breaks that resistance as well. And I'm just leaving this one in as well at support, should that get filled, which will increase my net stake to 6. But yeah, just waiting here. So I need, now that these have been filled, I'm looking for signs that these other ones could move in. So I need this to move in aggressively, or this, you know, or all of them. It's a bit of a waiting game now. Still 11 minutes to the off. So got some decent time to fix stuff if anything goes wonky. Just at resistance here, got that filled, so I'm in profit. I've got you know, everything's sensibly placed now. I've got my break even at 4s, which is great because that is a you know, psych level. So should the price break through that, then there's still the opportunity to break out, because the price is likely to come back into that and find resistance. But at the moment here, I'm just looking to exit that final position, ideally in profit. So I need it to make a new high. I mean, I could be going outside the money here and, you know, anticipating a much bigger move, but I'm just trying to play a bit defensive here and see if I can get matched at resistance. In fact, might just pull that down. So yeah, could be leaving some money on the table, but hey, I'm looking to make a profit overall. I'm just wary of any signs of potential reversal, so this moving up is not going to be helping my position. Don't want to get filled on that really now, so I've pulled that down to 4s. That one that was at 4.1. In fact, I'm just listening. So that, okay, let me just position myself first. So the dynamics of this has changed slightly. This has broken support and potentially started to move lower. So rather than try to hang on for that, and this is moving up as well, which is going to cause this to potentially move down. So rather than just, you know, sit and hope that profit target is going to get hit, I'm just trying to listen to what the market's doing and not see too much profit evaporate. Just so there, look. So what I've done, decided to take a lesser profit. Still got 8 minutes to go, but you can see the dynamics of this. Whereas before I had that bias to the upside and this could move higher, it started to break support, move lower, and just as I was saying there, you can see these lows here, these lows here. The price has gone through that and now it's coming back into it and it's finding resistance. So this, in fact, now my bias would be to short this. So how would I short this? I'd wait for this to break 4s and then potentially move back to then enter it. So this 4 now is acting as support, and what would help that is this continuing to move up. So just see what happens with that. So yeah, continue to find support here. Break of this resistance would aid this breaking 4s, this resistance on this chart, these previous highs. But yeah, having an inclination of what the market might do doesn't necessarily mean that I always act on it. I've got to see ideally multiple confirming factors. Four is holding. Six and a half minutes to the off. Still willing to take another position if there are clear signs. There's still enough time, but also just wary that I've already made some green on this, so don't really want to jeopardize that too much. Now this is consolidated, this is consolidated, this is at resistance by the look of it, this is at support. So
this event will start in 5 minutes.
I'm now slightly bullish on this, so I anticipate that it could move up. I need to be super cautious now because I've got, got some money at stake, but not too afraid of what the market could do. There is a chunk of money there, but I think if that goes, then we could see a discerning move upwards. This looks like it could be moving in outside of my eye there. So I'm going to take another position at 4s if the market lets me. Just ready to get in market in case I see. Okay, all right. I think that's heavy enough, to be honest. See if I can get this extra tick. Time's ticking down. Made some green. There is a lot of money coming in on this side. You can see 1,000, 1,200 grand. Got to be careful not to be too greedy because this has held a support and there's a good likelihood I'll get filled on this, but just need to be just vigilant of what's happening. Yeah, rather than be greedy for a few extra pence or pounds, when this is scaled up. Just got to be on the ball. So, made some green on that. Happy with that. Let's see if I can get in a green up for an extra penny there. No. Oh. So I'm just waiting to, I'm not taking any further positions in this, just waiting to hedge that risk across all of the outcomes. At the moment, I only would win 57p and lose nothing on others if this was selection were to win. But I don't want that. I want to make a profit regardless of the outcome. So what I'm doing is dividing this profit here by 4.1, which will, as you can see there, it's averaged out the profit across all the outcomes. So I make 13 to 14 pence regardless of outcome, and for that reason there's no reason to continue looking at that. My work there's done. On to the next one. Only a 3-horse race. So favorite things that pop out immediate. Favorite here's drifted. Second favorite's come in. Third favorite is a very tricky to read, and in fact at such high odds it doesn't really make any sense to trade. The second favorite loser now the favorite by the looks of it, so I'm just going to reorder it. There we go. So this is steamed, this is drifted, so I'll be looking to go short on this or back this or potentially lay this at a cursory glance. 11 minutes to the off. Just going to see what we can do with this one. So let's bring up my P&L as well. So, relatively good start to the day. All green so far. Still waiting on some to settle. Just change that. Just looking off screen for a sec here, so I'm not looking at what's going on. $1.40. So, yeah, some textbook steaming, textbook drifting here. That's what you want to see. Lower lows, lower highs. Just a very clear trend in the price. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to short that just because I'm seeing that. I'm just looking for some more confirming factors. First of all, we've got 10 minutes to the off, 95 grand matched. Very tight book. It's only 5.5% VIG in that at the moment. So it just shows you how efficient these markets are. But just looking opportunity to trade. This is coming in, but again, I don't want to just jump on the back on that just because it's moving. I'm trying to find a reference point to get on. Let's see. So what I'm trying to establish is if I was to short this, where would be a potential resistance point? Because price never really moves in one straight line. As you can see, it kind of moves down and then pulls back. So I'm looking here for where it could pull back. Similarly here, I'm looking for areas of support that I could possibly buy off. It's a shame these charts are so bad. Alright, here's what I'm gonna attempt to do. So I'm using this as a reference point of support because, well, it's roughly where it would be at this previous high, and there has been a lot of volume matched there previously. So I'm anticipating the price could move back down into this before moving higher. It feels like it's paused there for a sec. All right, okay. And you can just see how inversely related these are. This comes in, that goes out. This is the because this is a perfect example of what you want to see in a market, because that inverse relation, because there are so few selections in this, this directly affects that and vice versa. That can be harder to see when there's a lot more selections in the market, but effectively this is always what's happening. One's coming in, one's going out, to allow this to be as near as 100% as possible. If that were to drop below 100%, then that would create an arbing opportunity, so arbitrage, whereby if you were to back every single outcome, you would be guaranteed a profit. Obviously, that doesn't last in the market for very long, because those efficiencies are ironed out. Okay, so I've got filled on this. So just trying to concentrate. So I'm looking for this to start moving in again. I've kept this relatively light for now. As you can see, it's broken lower. So not panicking yet at all, because there's still good context for this. This is continued to move out quite aggressively. But I'm just looking for signs that it could start moving in again. And I may even add to this position. Just seeing those moves there, which led me to take a new position. because that moving in, I'd anticipate this would move up. And put my closing orders in there. But I have to be careful as well, because that breaking that, what I was deeming support, it could find resistance off of that, but I'm okay to, you know, I think I've got my closing orders in sensible places. He says, as it moves away. So what am I looking for? I need this to continue with this bullishness. What's going on here? I might need to thin this out. 5 minutes to the off.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
Just going to attempt to thin this out. So reduce the position size. I'm just not as convinced that this bullishness could continue. So 4 minutes, 20 to the off. Got a net stake of 4 in the market. Currently holding a loss. So it looks like it's finding support at this level and it's potentially breaking it. That's moved to 2s, just out the corner of my eye. That could, if that breaks 2s convincingly, that will have a massive impact on this, or could have a massive impact on this and shoot down. But it could also find resistance, which will help this move up again. Don't like that. So I thinned out the position there. So carrying a loss. This one looks 3 minutes to the off. It's coming to 2s, so I'm just holding it at the moment. Really, it's just to see if I can. I'm going to get out a loss on this, but it's just trying to manage the loss to reduce it. So I'm anticipating this could act as support. And then pull back slightly. So I'm just trying to time this exit here. Yeah, cut my losses. So a loss 34p. Just going to red that up. I think I'd need to watch that back. That would be interesting to watch back. But I think the main thing was there. I used the volume as a reference point, rather than a crossover point alongside volume. So yeah, that'll be just something to look back on and just to see how I could have done better on. But next, so chalked up a loss on that. So I think that's maybe 2 or 3 profits and then 1 loss. Still waiting on the other ones to settle there. It's probably taking me to break even on the day. Or just under. Could be carrying a loss actually. Yeah. So next one here. The 1 o'clock at Ludlow. So we've got the favourite here at 3s. Looks like it could be on a gentle steam, although coming into support. Second favourite, quite choppy. 42 grand matched, good. 11 minutes to the off. Tight book. Let's see what we can do. So the first thing that pops out is this. Looks like it could be just falling into support. So potentially go long on that. But just waiting for some confirming factors. Just looking off screen at the moment now. Okay, looking back at this action here. And yeah, the plan for the foreseeable future is just to do a daily live stream on Twitch, which then upload to YouTube after. So certainly, if you are finding this useful and you're on YouTube, feel free to follow and like the video, and also on Twitch as well. Follow me on there if you're on Twitch. So just trying to figure out a plan of action, what can do here. This has been very choppy, so as well, fours here has been acting as support. Okay, I'm gonna put a trade in at fours, because this looks like it's near resistance. This has been bouncing off of fours. The brunt of the money's been matched as well, so at least gives me a decent reference point. Do I want to go in at 4-1? I'm just going to put these two positions in here just to see if I can get a fill, in anticipation that this is going to bounce again off support. But of course, it is dependent on getting a fill, and the profit expectation isn't really a breakout here. It's more for it to hit resistance. So the profit scope is going to be less. The profit potential is less. That's an okay fill. Just going to put an exit trade in there. Currently waiting to get matched at fours. And obviously need this. This looks like it could be coming in. I saw a chunk of money out the side of my eye, so that will help my position. I'm going to see if I can get filled at fours, and for this to act as support as well. Seeing some money come in there. Okay, didn't get matched on that second position, but it's okay. I did have some skin in the game, so just marginally missed it by, marginally missed it. So I'm on the touch price now, so let's see if that gets filled. Going to leave this one in here in case it comes back into support. Still nice amount of time to work with. This is starting to drift. Just cursory glance at the chart here, so I just need to be aware of that. That could affect this position. Adversely affect this, because this moving out is going to cause this to potentially move in. So willing to drag this down to a lesser profit if needs be. hopefully not break even. Halfway, a reasonable position on this. 150, 160 quid needs to be matched of this 300 before my order is taken up. Market feeling a bit sticky now. It's just, it's been a while at the touch and I haven't got matched. So just can't be too greedy and have to listen to what's going on. See, maybe a bit too greedy on that one. So I've got filled at fours, but it has punched through, which is not good. But I'm just going to put, and this has continued up. So 5 minutes to go. This could be a reversal, but I'm putting this here in the anticipation that we're going to see some.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
Some pullback. At least yeah, might need to. This aggressive move up isn't helping. And this is why it's important not to be too complacent. Although, the last few days have been good. As I said, it can all just change in the blink of an eyelid. But got to keep the risk in check. Not risk, overly risk too much, or at the same time not too little. Just be consistent. This looks like it's finding support at these levels, which is why I'm still keeping in this. But 4 minutes to the off. What can you see? This is hitting hard resistance here. This one's come in. Just have a quick reorder. So 3 minutes to the off. It's come back at fours. It could just find resistance at fours. I'm leaving my order in there for now. But big chunk money there. Just gonna take it on the chin. Would have got matched, but there was a big chunk of money that so I would have got matched if I left it in there. Was a good likelihood. Yeah, it would have definitely got matched there. So, but I didn't know that. I was just reacting in terms of what I was seeing in there. Some big chunks of money which could potentially push this down. It's hovering around that resistance, so it just made more sense to really get out. And you can see as well, I was in profit on that, but I think just got a bit too greedy in terms of hesitating to exit at that profit when the market was showing me signs of potential reversal. It was just sticking there. I was at the touch for a good few moments, and there was opportunity to exit, and I didn't take it, and so the market decided for me. But c'est la vie, I'm okay with that. That's a small loss. It's basically 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So that's 2 losses there. But made some profits. So it's just under break even at the moment, I think. So let's continue. What's the next one here? We've got 115. Wonderful, wonderful. 16 minutes to the off. So 16 minutes, quite a way to the off. 40 grand match with 16 minutes to go is good. Reasonably tight book, 101.9. Twos for the favourite, sixes for the second favourite, sixes for the third favourite. So first things that pop out, well, let's see. This has drifted but then come in and now hitting support around these levels here. You can see that the volume matched as well. It's quite significant. It's the brunt of it at the 254, which you can see in the chart as well. So around these levels. Hasn't moved much lower than that in recent times. Second favourite came in, consolidated quite a bit, hit support at these prices here and has moved away, and now looks like it's going into resistance of those previous highs. These highs here, here and that up here. So what does that mean? Well, potentially if that, so that resistance as well is at sixes, which is a good reference point. So this could fall away. Let me just take a sec here. Yeah, I might have just missed that. So I'm favouring basically the theory is here that this here is kind of double topped. I'm anticipating that this could hold as resistance, and I've just built a position based on that, or building a position based on that. So this finding support as well at these levels is that this is going to move up and this could move down. So I've got some good reference points, but we'll just have to see how that pans out. I'll just put my closing order in there. So I've got matched on one, so net stake of 2, on the touch with the other one, so this could get matched, taking my net stake to 4, but I've just put in a closing position there to take out the money should the market move lower. So this is still holding a support, this is still holding resistance, so nothing to really worry about just yet. The thing to worry is if this convincingly breaks this previous resistance and starts to move higher. At which point there's still nothing to panic about, because in doing so, it's a good likelihood that it will fall back and find support off of what was previous resistance. Come on, come on, come on. Right at the front of the queue on this. So £3 needs to be matched before I'm, or estimated £3 needs to be matched before I'm matched. We'll take my net stake up to 4s. It's another sticky market. I'm okay. I'm happy to hold the position on this. I've got filled now, so I need this to start moving down, start showing some bearishness. No real signs of that yet. Going to edge that up actually. Just play defense. And although, you know, what is it they say? No, past performance isn't an indication of future performance. What I've done is just moved my take profits up to previously matched volume. Rather than have it beneath that where the price has to make lows to make a profit, I have just edged it up to previously matched volumes. So should the price move down to those levels, there's a greater likelihood of getting matched. But this has been sticky for quite a while. 10 minutes to go still. Not much volume in the market as of yet. So I'm basically gambling, if you like, that this support will still continue to hold and this resistance will still continue to hold. So this 6 is our pivotal area. Of course, got to be ready to, or willing to take a loss as well on this, should I see the market aggressively reverse. But yeah, it's just a bit of a waiting game at the moment. Still 10 minutes or so to the off. Does look like the weight's increasing on this side. I can see that just from the numbers. I mean, there's like hundreds on here and just tens on that side. But if you want a more, accurate or other kind of gauge of what you're seeing is correct, you can use these percentages at the back. At the top here, they take the first 3 orders and weight them. So it's saying 67% of the money is on this side, and then the other third is on this. So, in theory, and that's moving out. That's good for this. In theory, the weight of money says that the more weight there is on one side, then it's likely to push down the other. But how about the corner of my eye seen this move up? I don't think the chart's updated as of yet, but that hasn't resulted in a push lower on this one, which is what I want. But what I want and what the market gives me are two completely different things. Now I'm considering thinning this out, just considering how long this has been at resistance. I'm seeing some money start to come through on that side. So I've just taken the decision. Oh, hang on. What the fuck? Oh, added to that. Idiot. Added to that rather than taken away. Okay. There we go. It's just a mistake. Oh no, what am I doing? See, it's just lapses in concentration here that cost money. I was trying to close the position, close out some of the position, and happens to the best of us. Just lost concentration there, and I backed when I should have laid. But let's continue to manage this really. So this is continuing to drift, so I'm happy to maintain a position, but it's fucked up the net stake here as well, because I had an order in there that was partially filled, so I just need to be aware of that in terms of the exit. So this is going to hopefully get filled at 2s, but then that will still leave £1.89 left. Lapses in concentration. So I've got 189 left to lay off. In fact, what's going on? I'm just gonna get out and reassess. Happens to the best of us. I'm far from the best, but I mean, temporary. The market had been quite sticky. It was quite a way out. Just lost concentration, backed instead of laid. But at least the understanding what the tool is telling me has helped me manage that. So that's another thing of just starting with lower stakes as well. You'll be put in positions that you can just figure out how to troubleshoot without losing a shitload of money. So I knew what I'd done wrong there, and I was able to act on it. But yeah, that's the important thing, just not to panic if something goes wrong. You will make mistakes. Whether that's like I'd done there, just back instead of laying, or fat fingers accidentally pressing on something. But yes, how you manage that shit that determines how profitable you'll be in the long run. So with this one, have I greened up? Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to move on to the next one. Again, I don't know what happened there. My attention just drifted, and you can see you made a mistake. But this one here, we've got the next one here. Still quite a way out. Hmm. 15 minutes out. Oh, wow, 111 grand matched. Very tight book. Ooh, extreme odds on favourite here. 1.2. So it's very low priced. And as a result, you can see all the other ones are very high priced odds because this is pretty much, about 80% of the book. Let's just see. There's only 3 horses in this race. It's 82% of the book. So this is what all the money's going to be placed, really. So you can see 135 grand versus 6 grand, 1 grand, 300 quid, 360 quid. And the thing with this as well, it's just been moving within a very tight range as well. You can see where this money's been matched. It's only been matched over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 different odds levels. So it's just consolidated. It's oscillated between the support, these lows here around 1.18, and then these highs here of around 1.23. So the scope of this in terms of breakout, so making like a new trend where it's persisting with higher highs and higher lows if it were to drift, or persisting with lower lows and lower highs if it were to steam, isn't as likely. So I'm just looking for other opportunities that might present themselves in terms of trades. I mean, this here looks quite rangy. The range on this looks bigger in terms of the potential movement than this would. So potentially that's a range trade. Yeah, not looking to jump in on that assumption just yet. Look at these big chunks of money, 5 grand, 6 grand coming in on this. And it's serious as well, because you can see it's not being, when it hits the touch, it's not like suddenly going, it's getting matched across there. So, people are, it's just gone there. They might be moving it down, we'll soon see. Or just waiting for it to come back into it. So that's why, as well, in these markets, you can't really, having big chunks of money isn't as viable, because you can effectively spook the market, and it can move away on you, so you get a worse price. So just like with the stock market, where a big institution might have a big order that they need to put in, they'll do what's called an iceberg order, Well, they just split it up into, feed it in gradually so as not to move the market against them. Of course, one actual trading strategy is called spoofing, which is where you just put so much money there that it actually moves the market, but you have no intention of that money being matched. You're actually looking for the opposite direction. So that is another strategy. If you have got a reasonably big account, you could spoof the market to your favor. But that can be a dangerous game, really, because you can get filled at levels that you don't want to get filled.
Oy, oy, oy. 10 minutes till you're 10 and a half.
Yeah, so other traders might find this more tradable, but I'm not seeing opportunity in this at the moment. But I'm okay to just wait it out, see what happens. This is going into support now, so I think it's sevens. Yeah, so sevens is acting as support on this. Slightly tempted to put in an order at 7 or maybe 7.2. Again, the reason that didn't go in is because from the previous trade I was still on net stake, so it wasn't putting anything into the market. So I was right on that, but didn't have any skin in the game. It's pouncing between 7 and 8. Can be a dangerous game trying to box trade this. So I could effectively look to just take a backing position at 8s, but yeah, don't, and then attempt to ride it back down to support at 7s, but just don't like the way this is weighted at the moment. This is looking quite thin, so there's more money on this side than this side, so that's one of the reasons why I'm not looking to short this just yet, at least. Now this does look like it's coming into a support, which adds some weight to potentially shorting this. Okay, keep it nice and light. So I'm anticipating that this will find resistance around this level. This is going to find support, move up, thus pushing this down. So I've put a order on the touch price. See if we get filled at that. 7 minutes C off. Yeah, although there's a shit ton of money in this market, it just feels very sticky. There we go, so we've got matched on that. Put my closing order in for a few ticks. So this is moving out, which will help me get matched. Okay. And this hasn't really updated yet, but when it does, it's going to probably show that it's fallen into support here. So what I'm playing here now is that it's come into support and has a likelihood of moving back up, and we need to see this find resistance and then move back down again. So just have to wait and see if that materializes. So I do have another position in here, still 6 minutes to the off. It's doing what I'm anticipating, but I've just got no skin in the game yet. I haven't been matched at the price that I want to be matched at to make this worthwhile. I could obviously get in at the touch, but it would just give me less wiggle room in case things go wrong. Okay, did get matched there. So for me to lose money now, it has to go below 6.6. So put my other closing order here now for a few ticks. So I want to see this move down convincingly, which should hopefully move this out. There we go. All right. So made some green there. I'm going to just hedge out, I think. Made some green there in both directions. So whereas I prefer to see, you know, a trend
will start in 5 minutes,
which is easy to read, this was, you know, it's very boxy, it's consolidating, just oscillating between support and resistance, and the range was big enough to warrant the risk of, you know, a few ticks, just where the placement of the stop losses would be. And I was using the favorite as well to help determine that. So while this was at resistance, I was looking for this to be at support, and then they kind of would switch, and this would hit resistance and this would hit support. So played that in both directions there. So do I want to participate in this again? Yeah, I could try again, but I mean, just running out of time a bit really. And I've only made green, which is above my typical average. So next, I think. And that trade should put me on break even, I believe. Still waiting on a few to settle, but just looking away from the screen at the moment, from the trading screen. So I've got about 31p to come in on unsettled bets. So it's just over break even. So far had a 6p profit, 14p loss, 6p profit, 14p profit, 34p loss, 10p loss, and to settle is a 6p profit, and then a one we just done there, 22 to 25p profit, depends on which one comes in. So we've got the 135, 12 minutes to off, 67 grand matched. Favorite, come in, been choppy in recent times, but hit support twice at the previous lows, which hasn't moved much lower than. Second favorite, drifted, hit resistance, bang on fours, fallen away from that. Bit choppy now. What can I read into this? Well, this one's come in from 50s. Fucking hell. But yeah, the way this chart, I can't really read that because of in fact, it looks like it could be the third favourite now. Let's do a reorder. Yeah. But yeah, as you'll see, just a big part of my decision making is seeing the historical support resistance in charts. So these static charts here are quite important for me, but obviously that doesn't help when it's done that. Can't read it. So What can we see? $11 to the off. 80 grand matched. 101 book. Nice trading conditions. So just looking for opportunity. Let's close that off. For oportunidade. O que você vai ver? So, yeah, although this, you can see this has obviously had a tendency to come in. It's just the way it's hit these lows and not progressed much lower. There has been the brunt of the money at 3.15, which could mean a reversal. But it is moving up now to those previous highs. What's that? 3.4 into resistance. Big chunk of money there. Could jump in front of that. Just holding fire though. Let's just see if that disappears and it goes back into it. See if that evaporates or if it's real. They might want to move it down. I get a sense that these levels here, 3.4, could be resistance. And the price is, actually, let me just reassess that. $8 to the off, so still time to do stuff. This 2 grand here is skewing the book. So that's why it's important not just to rely on these percentages here, because although it's saying 70% of the weight of the money is on this side, it's way outside the money. Obviously the one that's at the touch price is going to have more impact than something further to the back of the book. This looks like it's coming into support, as does this though. So I'm just, as you can see, just really waiting on, rather than be indecisive and go in on a hunch. I'm just looking for more clarity to come in terms of how I might play this. Just letting the market mature a bit. This does look like it's clearer support, as does this, which doesn't help the decision, because ideally what I want is something to be finding support. If it's like this, something to be finding support and then something to finding resistance, although that's just broken. So I'm favouring a short on this now, but I need to time the entry if I'm going to do that. So what would I need to see happen? Need to see this move up aggressively, so probably move into this and move past that, which would allow this to move down, or encourage it to. Although it has broken from recent lows, it is going into that support, which could be a problem. Yeah, first and second favourites, both what I'm deeming potential support areas. So that doesn't help me in terms of making a decision. I need there to be like a seesaw action, one going up, one going down. And it's hard to read this one. It's the fuckery of it. I can't read this chart to see what's going on with this one. But I mean, it looks like it's been drifting just by looking at the ladder. This one has been drifting and hit resistance. But it would be useful if I could see what was going on with that one as well, because that might be tradable. But hey, yo, got to work around some of the limitations. And it's approaching threes as well, which I hadn't really taken into consideration previously. This is going to be the psych level or crossover point. So as it goes into that breaker, that would certainly confirm my suspicions of this moving
start in 5 minutes.
Moving much lower. But it could also act as support. It is such a waiting game. Divergence, that was the word I was thinking of. So I want some divergence in the price, or the prices. So as this comes in, I want that to be going out. Right, at the moment they're kind of converging. But as you've seen there, it's started jumping around more. So there's even more money coming to the market. 4 minutes to off. Slightly riskier position now if I were to take something, as I've got less time to maneuver around. But I was okay. This is clearly, a downward move now. It's broken those previous lows, so I'm going to put something in outside the money. 2 outside the money, in the anticipation that this downward move is still going to move. But I want to get a decent fill on it, which may or may not happen. Nope, that one. So, yeah, right on the direction so far it would seem, but haven't been able to get a decent fill. Just have to be careful as well. 3 minutes to the off. I will need that fill in the next few seconds really to persist with this. This does look like it's broken highs, which is going to help this position, but I need to get in at the right price. Nope. C'est la vie. Yeah, this is continue. I didn't read that, particularly well. I think maybe this one threw me off a bit as well, not being able to see what was going on with that. But hey, can't blame anything on the market. It does what it does. Didn't lose money. Live to trade another day. So in all factors considered, I'm happy with that. So sometimes not trading is the best trade. Ooh. Yeah. So just having a look off screen. What do we have? We've got a 12 minutes to off, 32 grand matched, could be better. Tightness on the book could be better as well. There's a bit too much vig in that for a really efficient market, but there is still 11 minutes there, 12 minutes to off. Favourite consolidated a lot, broke out off of previous highs that we've seen here, is now consolidating again. Second favourite has drifted dramatically. This third favourite has come in quite dramatically but found support, but not much traded on it. Let me just do a quick reorder, because okay, so the third favourite is now the second favourite, And I'm guessing it found support at... Oh no, okay. So I found it at this level. Right, so let's see what we can do. Let's see what the market can give us. A lot of movement, but there's not much weight behind it. You can see these. Got these up here. There's a lot of trading, matched prices. You can see it's only by like 20 quid, 5 quid. You can see it's quite thin on the book. These are just double digit, at least now. Whereas you want to see ideally, hundreds or thousands. But the frequency of these is quite, it's quite frequent. So trading at £2 stakes, this is quite viable to trade this type of market. But I'm trading as if I was using bigger stakes, so that the transition to when I do scale up is going to be less of a shock. Because at the moment, this market can easily absorb £2 stakes. But if it was, 20 times that, if it was 100 times that or so, it might not be so easy to get, £200 stakes in and out of this market. But let's have a look. So this 2.5 is maintained as resistance for quite a while. This has come into support. It's just broken that resistance. So you can see the chart was a bit slow updating there, but so there is scope for this to move higher, which would mean there's potential for this to move lower. 8 minutes to the off. So just attempting to steal a few ticks, anticipating that there would be more money coming into the market. So preempting that a bit because of the time from the off. It's a bit sticky, isn't it? I'm just going to take a break even on that. Even though I feel that could move further down, I'm just going to take that one tick if it will allow me. And even that's just taking a while to match. And I've left this order in here at what I'm deeming is potentially a resistance level, just because of the amount of volume that's being matched there. So I still have a bearish directional bias on this. I'm anticipating it will move lower, but I just want to get a better position on that. So I'm trying to get out here to steal a tick profit. You can see even just matching these low volumes, it was just going to go on break even on that. See, I'd have probably got matched on that, but it was just taking, the market wasn't absorbing the order as quickly as I would want. Now there's a bit more money coming in now. I did take that out because this was moving aggressive. I don't know if that's a break or if it's resistance or support. In fact, it's a break. It's broken. So this could potentially be reversing and finding support off of this level, at these previous lows. I'm just, the reason, I mean, it has moved lower, but I'm just kind of moving around the limitations of what I know the charts are, because these aren't real-time charts. So if they were, then I'd be probably reacting differently to these. But I know that when I see a movement in here, it's going to take a few seconds to update here. But just observing what I can see is happening now. I mean, this second favourite here, it's approaching 4s. So that could be a reactionary point in terms of it bouncing off or breaking through.
This event will start in
aggressively
5
lower.
minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes to the off. 62 grand matched. What can I see? Yeah, this is coming in, isn't it? This is coming in. Just going to try and get a position on this. Seeing that going into... Oh, come on, update. Come on. There you go. That coming into resistance. So that could fall away and move lower. That might be a better play. Although, big chunks of money here to push this towards 4s. Just going to reassess this 1 sec. So that's broken 4s. So I'm just putting my short positions in at 4s, because if anything, even though this is running away on me, the 4s are going to probably act as resistance. So it's going to come back and find a, pull back and make a new lower high. Come on, mate, concentrate. There's a whole lot of activity that I've missed out on there. I'm too late to the party on that one, I feel. 2.5 minutes to the off. Yeah, I've missed out on this one. Just going to cancel those. Could have traded that better, but yep, came out unscathed. But yeah, there was some decent opportunity there, but I just didn't trade it right. Timing wasn't on point. So 7 minutes to the off on this one. We have got favourite come in, broken previous lows by the look of it, just edged past it, so be favouring to short that. Consolidated a lot, but with an ever so gentle bias to the downside. It's a very gentle steam. If you look carefully at that, the highs are gradually getting lower, maybe tick by tick, but definitely consolidating overall. So favouring this to potentially move up should this continue to move down. It's the same thing there, consolidating, although this has got a, I would say, a gradual steam to it. This is definitely more consolidated. It's just, I mean, it's traded over what, 3 prices, and it's definitely more sideways. Breaking support, as is this though. Come on, let's focus a bit more here.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is the reality. Shit can be boring for some people. Just waiting. Come on, what's the play? What's the play? Just trying to see things that are obvious to me rather than just have punts on stuff that are low quality. I mean, I can see this is coming in, obviously, but this is also. So we, you know, I'm looking for some signs of divergence rather than them doing the same things. And things like crossover points, just to give me reference points to where I can have a sensible entry and exit. 3 minutes to the off. Bloody hell, this is another one that I've not been able to capitalise on. But c'est la vie. This 7s might be acting as resistance. Just running out of time to act, even if it is. And this market's still very sticky. Like the money just isn't being taken that frequently. So even if I were to put an order in here, it will just be there for a few seconds. Whereas I want it to be taken bang like that. Reluctantly, I'm going to move on. Save my money for something better. So we've got the favourite drifting at 2s. Second favourite at 6s finding resistance. Now effectively what I'm doing is the same thing here. I'm betting on the same thing, that this is going to drift and this is going to come in. So I've put orders outside the money, and we'll cancel one should the other get matched. But this can be complete. I mean, firstly, I'm trying to look at 2 things simultaneously, which can just fuck you over. And if they were both to get matched at the same time, that would be problematic because, yeah, it's just managing so many more things, so many more variables. So I have got matched on this, so I'm anticipating some movement upwards. Although in hindsight, this is at support. I should have waited till that was at resistance, really. So It's okay. I'm not worried too much because this, you can see the previous highs here were resistance, which has turned into support. So hopefully that's going to hold to allow me to, you know, maneuver this position. If not, ready to take a loss or break even or reduce profit. All options, 10 minutes D off. So this has broken that support, which isn't great for my position. This does look like it's edging towards 6s. So I'm hoping it finds resistance off of that, moves down, which will help this move up. Just a quick peek at the other things as well. Reordered. These are all trading around 6s. Just going to lighten the load there. Just reducing my risk really. Just feel it isn't as ideal as it was. Just going to try and get this out here. Okay, so I'm carrying a loss on that. I've entered a position here at what I'm deeming is resistance. And to be honest, it's not. Concentration is going a bit, but that is this has held as reasonably good resistance. So I'm looking to short this. But effectively it's the same as saying this is potentially going to go up, which is the position that I was in previously. But this is just at on a different selection. So I'm going to take so I've got a fill on that, so I've got some skin in the game, and I've left in another position for partial. I've left in another position to get in to increase that position. So what I'm saying is that I feel that this is going to continue within its channel. So hit resistance, go to support, at least for the you know, near future. So just trying to listen to what the market might do here. So I need this to fall in. I'm on the touch here, so hopefully get matched at that. So got filled on that. So that gives me a net position. So remember, I've lost 8p if I read up on that, and I'll gain 10p on that. So that gives me a net of 2p profit overall. So managed that potential loss there to, you know, reclaim that. So this now is moving into support these previous lows. So I could look to potentially get long on this and, you know, ride this up to potential resistance, but I need to have some evidence that this isn't going to break that support and move lower and run away on me. So just thinking how that might be evident. So it would be better, say for example, if this was at the top. Where is it? The top of its range here? I want to see that in the chart as well. I don't know if that's lagging or what, but what I'd ideally want to see, although it looks like it's at the top of its range in previous match volume, I'd want to see this at the top there, which would correlate to this being at the bottom here and it potentially moving up back into its channel. 6 minutes to the off. Okay, it's slightly speculative. Could come to bite me in the arse, but I'm going to take a long position on this, thus jeopardizing my existing profit. I'm going to put a closing trade in for a tick. I shall leave this position in here. Oh no, what am I doing? Hang on, let me just cancel this. No, I just noticed I hadn't really assessed that well, so I just cancelled my positions on that. I hadn't noticed that move down. Okay, let me just compose myself a little bit really before rushing in again.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh, and look, I've still got an open position. Bloody hell. Not trading well today at all. You can see just how lapses of concentration. I still had a net position of 2 open on that I wasn't paying attention to. But yeah, the idea is just warts and all, man. You can see I've had good days, had bad days. I mean, I haven't lost much money today. But, you know, it's not all... not rainbows and unicorns. There is up days and up days and down days as well. So just looking at this resistance maintaining, this moving up aggressively as well, taking it a bit close to the wire with only 3 minutes to the off. Alright, just going to cancel these red up and move on. So, $14.10. Yeah. So 46 grand matched, 12 minutes to off. Very tight book. 0.2%, 0.7% VIG. Favourite coming in, gone sideways. Second favourite coming in, gone sideways. Let's have a reorder. Is that threes it's finding support at? In terms of readability, this one looks the most interesting. It's just finding support. It looks at just under threes, so 298, I guess. This is coming in, so that could mean a bounce. It's a bit speculative, isn't it? So I'm basically saying that this threes is going to maintain a support, and we could see some movement upwards. Just because this looks like it's moving in quite aggressively, this could help this position, but I need to get filled first. Oh, and it's broken threes. Might want to scratch that. I'm going to put it up just to... It's one of the advantages of going in light. In fact, I'm going to scratch that if the market gives me an opportunity. Yeah, so I got out there because it, rather than doing what I wanted it to do, which was find support and move higher, it's in fact breaking these lows. Potentially moving much lower. So I'm reversing my decision now because of what the market's done to potentially get short on this. But I want to get it at a good price just so that I can manage those potential, any potential losses. Late to the party again. This party's kicking off and I ain't got in the door yet. Still in the fucking queue. So I've got 3 orders here. Oh, this one's on a touch, the other one's just outside. Again, I could always just take market price and, go on that, but it just means I've got less wiggle room if the price goes adversely against me. Eight minutes see off. £52 estimated to be matched before I'm matched. 35 now, so near the front of that queue. Just need to be wary of what the other ones are doing. This has been very flat. This has made new lows, but not persistently, which is, it could favour me here. Just try and get some skin in the game, get short on this. So, got matched. Put in a closing order. What are we doing? Come on, be decisive. So still keeping these orders in here to increase the position size, but at better prices. So hoping now that threes will act as resistance. This moving down isn't going to help me. I've just seen out the corner of my eye that's moved down quite aggressively, but hoping that 3 now will act as resistance and push this price a bit lower. So this should hopefully will find support at these previous lows and move up. That's the theory anyway, it's what I'm hoping for. But you can see, I mean, this is the thing, I'm hoping for it, but it's not outside the realms of like possibility or probability even, because it's not, you know, on toward it thinking that it's going to find resistance off of here and then move lower. If I had to take profit, say, all the way down here, then that's, you know, it's possible, but it's not as probable. So, and you can see the way my stop loss is, or the way I've positioned this entry. At least if I do need to get out here, there's, you know, an opportunity to get out at around 3s at a reduced loss. Whereas if I had tried to enter further down here, then you know, that level would have been much lower. But it does look like it's reversing on me slightly, but still finding resistance at those previous lows, so these levels here.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Gonna lighten it, so removing some of this position if the market lets me. Just feel that the dynamics of this has changed slightly. It's consolidated more, hasn't persisted lower, so got to do something about it. While I still can. So what we got? It does feel like this has gone into resistance, and we could see some move lower still, but just need to be wary. It's not really, there's chunks of money coming in, that's going to be helpful. Okay, see these chunks here, 1300, 1500, that's going to help with the weight of money. This drifting out as well, the corner of my eye, should help my position. But yeah, it's just, it's money's come, but it hasn't moved it down, so it's not always a given. There ain't nothing guaranteed in this. Two minutes 45 till the off. Carrying a losing position with a £6 net stake. It's broken highs there, so I'm just wary now that this is I just, you know, I can't be wrong and strong, or hope for it to come back and, you know, get me out. So this is running away with me a bit. Oh dear, oh dear. What we got? 2 minutes to the off. I just feel there's going to be a bit more of a retrace, but this clearly has reversed and started to make minute and a half. This is coming in strong. Just reduce the position there slightly. £4 net stake. So carrying losses, so I'm just trying to reduce the loss.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Yeah, let's just get out. So 83p loss, or 83 to 85p loss. So that certainly puts me on a loss for the day. But yeah, that wasn't great trading, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. Just I mean, at this point I could choose.
This event starts
I'm just
in
going to
30
take a look at
seconds. In
what we've
30
got next.
seconds.
But calling it a day isn't, you know, oh, look at that, 12 grand matched. Terrible. 10 minutes tee off, 12 grand matched, which is very low liquidity. You could see it just in some of the decisions I was making in that last one. Worked great. Fatigue kind of starting to set in a bit. Just going to have a look at this one and see what I can see. So we've got 14.25, so 15 minutes tee off, 41 grand matched, very tight book. So there is potential in this. Drifting, or sorry, steaming coming in, favourite. This is broken these previous highs. Here there's resistance and broken higher, so it could come back and find support off of these. Just reorder. But yeah, that's the way this, as I said, it's kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Let's go over the P&L so far today. So 6p loss, 6p profit, 14p profit, 34p loss, 10p loss, 6p profit, 25p profit, break even, 1p loss, and then that big outsider there in terms of these stats, what was it, 89p? Something like that. What time was that at? 283p. So that's about minus 77p on the day. You know, not massive in terms of percentages. It's not that bad. Obviously, that last trade was a massive, you know, it has an impact on it, but it's, you know, live to trade another day. It's not massive. It's not something that can't be fixed over time. But the point is just not to be angry at the market and try and get revenge, you know, regardless of what stake size you're working with. Because, you know, there's always going to be more opportunity to trade, but you're not going to get, the market's not going to give you more money. It's got to be earned. So favourite here pulled back after steaming in. It's pulled back, hitting resistance at these previous lows with this high here. So could favour shorting this. Let me just see for context what builds a good story about doing that. So it's important. I do feel to short this, but I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that can help give me context to that. Money hasn't really arrived yet, has it? Just gonna hold fire on this one. As I said, I am biased to shorting this, but just don't feel there's enough money arriving, and there's not enough that I can read into what the other selections are doing. Just feels very stagnant at the moment. This not, these aren't moving about. There's decent amounts at the different levels in terms of money on the book, but we need volatility. That bouncing off of sixes. I'm going to play this way. So I'm anticipating this could break higher and this break lower, but I'm playing it on this one just because I've got a better reference point with the sixes here as a crossover point. So looking to get filled on this. Now it does mean that this has to make new highs for me to be profitable, but hopefully if this bearishness is to continue, or I'm anticipating, then that would be viable. So we've got matched on that. I do prefer the match on the 6 rather than 6.2, just because of the resistance that creates, but we'll hopefully get matched on that and then see how the trade goes from there. And look at that, gone against me already. It's broken sixes, which isn't good. So just going to pull this down to reduce that loss or break even. Still not convinced that this is a reversal. It feels more like a pullback just because it's gone into those previous highs. On the touch, 36 quid to match. So near the front of that queue, but is it going to continue to tap that resistance? See, right at the front of the queue on that, but it's falling away. So this could now be a lower high. Which is not what you want if you're anticipating an uptrend. You want higher highs and higher lows. Okay, got filled on part of that. Put the other one at break even. So I've got part of the position taken out, which is reducing the loss or potential loss as the price goes against me adversely. And to be honest, I should have had the whole position at £4 out at break even, but I'm still speculating there could still be some upward movement. But just seeing at the corner of my eye some money that's just come in there that could help this position. 6 minutes to go. This movement's still, and this support's holding, which I'm guessing is about 5.6. So we could still see some moves to attack these previous highs, which would get me out of break even. But anything can happen. Just seeing this moving up, which isn't going to help. Just going to take the loss on that. Just reassess if there's any more time to do anything.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh my god, that was a fat finger. Wait. Bloody hell. So. Oh mate, I'm not doing myself any favours today. That was a inadvertent entry there. Let's see if I can get out of break even. Yes, saved. But yeah, fucking hell. So I was looking to go long on that, but the time was wrong. And you know, I was hovering over there, and I left clicked mistakenly. Fortunately, able to get out of break even. Just this coming in, I'm favouring a drift on this, but just haven't seen any definitive signs that that's going to happen. Plus there's some very strong resistance, and the time is ticking down. Fuck. Yeah, not particularly riveting viewing today, but yeah, that's the reality. It's not going to be excitement all the time. Oh, let me just green up or red up on this. But I mean, even incurring these losses, I'm happy that I'm sticking to, you know, the rules that I've set myself of always taking a position out before the start of market. I've done that consistently. Managed losses sensibly, so haven't let things go out of control too much. So 12 minutes to the off. Favourite coming into fours, finding support, having steamed. Second favourite drifted. Coming into sixes, so finding resistance off of sixes. So favouring a short on this, but just wary of the support it could find at fours. Viably the drift on this as well, should it break sixes. Two possible plays that seem quite viable. Need some more money to arrive first though. 71 grand matched overall. 10 minutes the off. That's good. Tight book as well. Tight enough. So again with this, I'm looking for it to break sixes and then potentially pull back to allow me for an entry. And this, looking to get short on it, but I'm looking to get enough context to see that this could break falls rather than find support at it. Okay, so that has broke sixes. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it in at 6. Especially as this approaches fours. That could see this shoot up if it breaks it. Okay, got some money matched there. Looking to enter another position, just building. So I am saying basically this is going to move higher and hopefully this is going to break as well, which would aid this position. So just trying to add to that position with another order. Also hovering over this, ready to take a potential market order if there is some aggressive movement in the market. But at the same time, just wary that this could just fall back below sixes. So I've got second one match there. Just going to put potential closing order in there. I'm just trying to build this position as well, in that anticipation that we could see some movement higher. Eight minutes to the off. On the touch here, reasonable position. £35 needs to be matched before I am. It's very tricky here to move through. In fact, it's bouncing off it. Oh god, and this has fallen away from me. So what we need to do, put this at break even. Take more of that off at break even. Right at the front of the book on this one as well. Right at the front of the queue, if you like, on this one. So if it comes back into sixes, should be right at the front of the queue to get matched. But that's only if that happens. Very aware that that could not happen. That might not happen. What's going on here? Let's just think. So I'm just going to lighten the position slightly. I'm going to keep this 4 in here because of the fact if it were to move into that, I'll be matched. But I'm also reducing my net stake as well. So if that was matched, I will take a loss on that. There's some money. There was some money that was coming in on that. That support has just been maintaining. So got to be ready to act on this if we see any sharp movements or substantial amounts of money come through, which could affect the position. Still 5.5 minutes till the off. Dynamics of this have changed completely, so definitely not favouring a long position anymore. In fact, just gonna play defense and get out while I still can. So 28p hedged loss on that potentially. I'm favouring this really to
5 minutes.
To go lower now. So I'm just gonna. So it's a complete switch. What the hell am I doing? Hang on. Oh yeah, that is right. So I'm favouring this to potentially find resistance at this 6s now. So it's a complete reversal of what I was anticipating before. Oh, and that's broken 4s, isn't it? Oh god. Okay, might be a bit too heavy on this. Perfect example. If you find pleasure in this, my failures here, great. Hopefully you don't have to go through it, and we'll learn from this. But the market's completely reversed in terms of what my decision making. So had I left those in, I would have been at break even, even a small profit now. But I'd anticipated that this 6s would act as a resistance, which it could still do, but that breaking 4s isn't helping this. So I was originally carrying a 6p loss, or 7p loss from that initial movement. So to break even on this and make back that loss, I would need this now to come into less than 5.8, which isn't looking as probable. Reasonably mid-sized position, £6 stake. We'll just increase that as well. Just trying to minimize losses here really. So we've got 3 minutes to the off. Need this support to just, be a bit more supportive and move this up higher. And this to continue down. Break 6s again. Two minutes left to the off. Can just see how that's consolidated for forever since I've been looking at this. Basically, this is when it started to consolidate, and it hasn't moved off of 4s. So 60 seconds coming up.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
bring up videos. Now, the one thing I don't want to do is have this go and play. I'm willing to maintain it
to run his race
for a little while longer, so I'm just bringing up video.
Talking about it earlier on Extra, he's going to appreciate coming back to this trip.
I think the trip's ideal. 3-mile didn't suit him last time out. Just the same as I said about Locks Corner, probably be right about one of them. It's a question of whether the handicapper's got him. Because they've been running so consistently well, the mark has crept up.
That
and
break.
I just wonder if he's now a pound or two too high.
What's your likeliest winner?
I thought Rocco could run okay. You've got to be trusted, but at least he's a 6-to-1, so there's been a bit of support for him. He was in good form this time last year, and I think he's well enough handicapped on that, and I thought he ran well enough over hurdles to suggest he might be
trying
peaking.
to close out the last disposition.
Roland Merrick, that was over hurdles at Sedgefield. So let's see what happens. Let's join Alan for the call.
And we're off.
This event is now
racing for this,
play.
the RacingTV.com handicap chase. It's a series qualifier in the Challenger Middle Distance
so
chase
that was
series.
very much to the wire.
2.5 miles.
But I did get out before in play, hedged up just as in play started. I was keeping an eye on the video. So that's another loss chalked up for today. So let me just reassess the quality of the next race. This might need to be a day I just need to write off. I think I'm carrying about £1.50 on a loss thereabouts, which is fine. It's not too out of kilter with what would be acceptable, but I just need to be conscious of over trading or trading with fatigue, how that affects my psychology and ability to trade profitably. So favourite here, threes. Very choppy in recent price action, hitting resistance, falling away to support. Second favourite looks like it's been coming in and has a bias, although consolidated, has a bias to potentially move lower, interacting with these previous lows. So it looks like it's broken that previous low to make new all-time lows. Would be favouring the resistance that this creates here, maybe to short. But this is also at the top of its range, which isn't great. I'd want this to be a support to warrant that. 7 minutes to off. This looks like it's drifting now, in fact, rather than finding resistance. See, it's broken those previous highs. That resistance it was finding, it's broken through. Hitting resistance at all-time highs. Well, near all-time highs. This level here, whatever that is, 3.5. This is broken support as well. Come into fives, so it could be finding support there. That's finding resistance there. So I could fade this. The anticipation this is going to pull back. Is there enough to justify that though? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to short this. It's going counter trend, but I'm anticipating that this will find resistance at fives, causing it to potentially move lower, and this will find support. Sorry, can't even speak now. But basically, this will find support at fives, have at least a temporary pullback, and this will find resistance at 3.5 and potentially move down. Slightly riskier because I'm going counter trend effectively, so fading that, but I can see at least enough context to attempt this. Contemplating buying this support here. So I've got multiple positions in, very risky. Got matched here, so cancelled that one. Just so I can focus on one thing at a time. Feeling that this resistance is still holding, so just look to increase that position. Now on the touch with my last position there. So anything less than 355 is profit.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes to the off, so I need this resistance to hold. Just going to put some closing orders in here in anticipation that this fade will. In fact, let me be a bit more conservative on that. So looking for this to hold. That's what you get for going counter trend. Thinned out that position slightly. There is good evidence that it could move down at least a little bit more. But yeah, I've got to be wary that I am against the trend here, bucking the trend. So profit potential is less. And there is money coming in, which isn't helping. This is going to cross fives, isn't it? I just need to be wary of that. I'm wrong. I am wrong, so I need to get out. Three minutes. Another loss. Chalked up, so that's minus 13p or minus 12 depending on which comes in. Oh, 11 grand matched. Not nearly enough. This is 16 minutes off. I'm going to call it a day. That's a perfect example of one of the bad days. Because with this, you've got good days, you've got bad days. Just quickly go over what P&L would have been. Just see what I've got left to settle. So minus 12. . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . 12 . Okay, just looking off screen, seeing what's got to settle now. So 6p profit, 14p profit, minus 34, so loss, minus 10 loss, 6p profit, 25p profit, break even, 1p loss, 83p loss, 15p loss, 67p loss, and now a minus 13 or minus 12p loss. So you can see the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races have been at a loss. Overall, that's probably just over £1 61 or 2 in terms of lost on the day in total. Something's off today. My concentration is gone, so I'm going to call it a day. Cut losses on a day, chalk it up to experience. There's always another day to trade. And the impact isn't too bad. I mean, I'd make about as much in a day. So if continue with the same kind of logic, 1 day loss out of the week with a similar amount of, wins during the week or profitable days, it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Still profitable overall. So yeah, call that a day, and I'll be back again most likely tomorrow. Bye.